This is Rasmus from Franklin Zoo, and you're listening to Honest Brutality!
Created by the people, created for the people. No holds barred, no punches pulled, just honest brutality. I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking, but you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest brutality.
Welcome to Honest Brutality. Is Big Sloppy, as usual, and joined by the Camera Rebel.
Hey, guys.
And Evil Irk.
The one, the only, the most evilest.
Evil as usual. And hey, all the way from Denmark,
Wow.
we have Rasmus from Franklin Zoo. Say hi, Rasmus.
Hello there.
All right. Hey, we want to say we know it's really late where you are, and we do appreciate you taking the time tonight and coming on the show with us.
It's cool. It's 9:30, so yeah, it's not that late. Not yet.
Yeah, not for a rock star like yourself. It's still early. You're just waking up.
Exactly.
When I'm at home, I'm basically just a dad. You know, boring.
How many kids do you have?
Yeah, I have two boys.
Oh, look at you.
They're 5 and 7. So.
Oh, you got your hands full.
Oh, yeah. I have two that are 2 years apart. That is a handful.
Oh, yes. Naomi, is yours boys as well?
No, they're two girls. They're girls.
Okay, you're lucky.
Oh no.
You know those.
You're lucky.
No, believe me, bro. You're lucky. I raised 3 girls and a son.
I am lucky.
You are lucky.
Oh my god.
The boys are so much easier than the girls, my friend.
Oh man, I don't know with these. I don't know. It has something to do with the Y chromosomes, I guess. It's like this is, oh, man. No, I had the little one running around the house today. He had a friend over, and he came out of his room wearing, Elsa from Frost. A dress on, and then I told him, oh, you look really neat and stuff, and he went back into the room and tore it off, and then he ran around naked while his friend was just sitting on the floor, completely perplexed, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I looked at his mom and I said, well, he has it from you, you know. But,
So she dresses up like Elsa, or she runs around naked?
That's amazing.
No, it's just, I don't know. She just looked at me with, that look.
Yeah, I know that look.
Yes, I know that you're so fucking wrong right now. It's like, all right.
That is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, so let's talk about Franklin Zoo a little bit. You guys just got off tour with Eclipse over in the UK, I know, and the reviews I'm seeing are really positive.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Because, I like Eclipse and I like the other band, One Desire, that we were touring with. But frankly, there's music is very much different from ours.
Right.
So I was actually kind of surprised that the reviewers who went to those kind of shows would sort of relate to anything that we do, which is melancholic, I want to kill myself music. And
wow.
as opposed to One Desire Eclipse, which is more like, hey, we're in a Jean-Claude Van Damme montage. Hero.
That was perfectly put, by the way. You totally just described Eclipse. That was fantastic. I love that band, by the way.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I love that band too, but I went to them after the show. I said, did you ever watch Team America? You know that part when he says, every movie needs to have a montage. A motherfucking montage. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I was telling Eric, he's from Sweden. He's like, montage! And then just like, about it. And he was just, politely laughing because that was completely inappropriate. I don't know. People think we're Canadian sometimes or something. Oh, man.
They think you're Canadian?
Yeah. Because we're drunk and weird and hobo-like. So,
that's we have a huge Canadian following on this show.
I love it.
That is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
one of my biggest heroes is Canadian, Devin Townsend. So that kind of suits me. Every time people say that, I'm like, that's a huge compliment because I love Devin. If you don't love, I don't trust people who don't love Devin.
Well, I don't know if I know him well enough to say love. So
I love what he does.
Right.
Yeah, and and I love that he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's true.
Good call.
Yeah.
Speaking about loving music, I have a funny story for you. Big Sloppy and I are kind of like the music scouts of Honest Brutality, and we spend countless hours going through the internet trying to find bands that are not really well heard of in our parts. And it was funny because I was on YouTube and I was searching out music, and I stumbled across you guys, and I was like, holy shit, this is badass. I love it. Love it. Love it. And
I love that part, by the way.
So I get my list together and I send it to Big Sloppy, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm already working with these guys. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But it was so amazing that we both stumbled upon you, and we both absolutely love what you guys are doing out there. Your sound is pretty damn legit.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
That's cool.
Don't call me ma'am again.
I'm trying to be polite.
No.
What should I call you, miss?
Yeah, you can call me miss. That's fine.
Speaking of your sound, you guys, a lot of people comparing you to Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Tool.
Yeah.
But we were listening to the song Walk Alone. And man, that's so reminiscent of old Black Sabbath, man. Yeah. I just sat there and listened to that with my jaw on the ground. It's so damn good.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. And the thing is that Walk Alone was like one of the first tunes that we made to define ourselves in a new way. Because before that, we did an EP and we did the album Untamed. And that was sort of like we're trying to find our identity as a band and everything. And at some point, I started doing all the lyrics before doing the songs, really. So it's more poetry-like.
Yeah.
And Soren, who is the guitar player, wrote this song, and he wrote like the first two lines, and I just kind of completed it. And the thing is with Walk Alone was that was the first song we did when we just looked at each other and said, okay, what do we really want to do? If you don't care about what other people think, what would you do? And this was the first one that came up. So I'm really glad you think so, because it's very authentic, really.
Yeah, and heavy, real heavy. And there's a wallop of emotion in there that just comes through the song, man.
In all their songs, in my opinion.
Yeah, really.
Yep, exactly.
We were watching the video, listening to the song, and the Tony Iommi overtones are unbelievable.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I love those guitar players. You know, it's the best band I've ever played with. These musicians, man, I feel so privileged. It's like these guys, they really know their shit. So it's awesome.
Tell us about these musicians. Tell us about your bandmates, your thoughts on them and your thoughts on the band and how it formed.
Well, it's the bandmate. We're like this little dysfunctional family, really. It's kind of weird, because uh, I think we're 5 guys in the band, and the 2 guitar players have been there from almost the beginning. But I started the band with the bass player Anders, and it was because we were in a band that were doing like these cartoon movie covers. We'd play Pokemon and Ghostbusters. Yeah, Pokemon. It's a damn good song, man. Metallica covered that once. You know that?
No.
You ever heard about it?
Pokemon song?
You're kidding,
Yeah,
right?
Pokemon song. Hey, no. I want to be the very best.
I don't remember Metallica doing that.
That's awesome.
Well, they did. You should look it up on the internet. But anyway, the thing was, I was the drummer of that band. And then Anders, who works for this big music magazine in Denmark, didn't know who I was. And then he heard me do some backup vocals. And he looked at me and he said, man, you should sing more. Like, really sing more. And I'm like, no, I just want to play the drums. I used to sing in this band and shit, and I don't want to do that anymore. Now I just want to play the drums. And he kind of convinced me that he would take care of all the bureaucracy and the economics and all that shit that doesn't interest me if I just wanted to sing in a band with him. So I did that. And in came Daniel and Soren, and we started. The first two things that we you don't say published, do you? You say released. You released it, yeah. For Christ's sake. The first 2 things we released, it was like really, really bad. Like, it sucked. And then came, because the thing was that we just formed this band to enter a music competition. And then we went all through the finals and we won shit. And people would be like, whoa, you're so amazing. We're like, no, we're fucking kidding you guys. This is stupid.
That's so awesome.
Wow.
Like, it's so stupid, man. And then we started taking it more seriously, and out came the first EP. The drummer has been changing all the time. The drummer we have right now has only been there for 2.5 years, and that's probably the longest we've ever had a drummer. But I'll come back to that in a little bit. But then we gave out the EP 2015. Then came the EP 2012. We did a record, full-length album the year after called Untamed. We released ourselves,
right,
without a label. And then we did the Walk Alone EP, and immediately the label had listened to the record before that, and they were kind of sad that it didn't help us, release it, because that really took off in to the extent that you can sort of expect when being like completely independent. Right. And then came Red Skies. And the thing is that we've sort of owned and refined pure emotion and honesty more and more throughout our albums. And Red Skies is sort of right now where we are with regard to sort of clinically investigate emotion that are not legal, so to speak, that are inappropriate in the public space. So you take it out through art. And the thing is that the entire band is actually, there's this melancholic undertone in the band, which is always there. And Walk Alone is a cool story because that was the first time we sort of wrote about being alone in the world, because we are 5 people and 3 of us have dead fathers.
Oh.
And the 4th has never met his dad. That's the drummer. And the 5th has a really peripheral relationship with his dad.
Wow.
And so we're sort of men trying to figure out how to be men without anyone showing us how to. and that's what Walk Alone is about.
Interesting.
Wow, I love that. That's amazing.
And that's the chorus in the song. It's like born with a way to think he's lost without me. You know, it's like it's my fault that he's so lost.
That song was heavy already. Now it's really heavy. You know what I mean?
Big Sloppy's going to cry every time he listens to it now. He's going to be driving with tears just flying out of his eyes.
And then the cool next line says, while still conflating down with gone. No, and that's what the song is about. That's that complete search all the time that sort of aligns the frequencies in the band, because all 5 guys, we're here on the same premises, so to speak.
Wow.
And many of us have kids and stuff, and we're trying to figure out how to be not that guy, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
And for myself, like, I'm overcompensating. Compensating. I'm a true mom dad, you know?
Yeah, mom, dad, I love it.
Wow, that is quite honestly the most philosophical answer I've ever heard.
Right.
I mean, it's awesome.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? I really like it because there's a lot of people out there that can probably really relate to your song and to what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, we live in a society where a lot of people don't have parents, or they don't have one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really like that. Thank you.
Yeah, but you know that constant fear of being shit at life.
Right.
Because no one taught you how to.
Exactly.
You know, that's what melancholy and depression is made of. You know, that anxiety and pressure that you're feeling all the time, that you need to be perfect and you need to be this and that, instead of just calm the fuck down and do whatever you like and do it well. Be diligent about what you want to do, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So So Walk Alone is about dead fathers.
Right. Well,
And then he laughs.
Hey, dead fathers. Yeah, that's spoken like somebody that has a PhD in psychology or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Somehow I managed to get a PhD in psychiatry. I'm specialized in the subjectivity of schizophrenia.
Okay, that was a lot of syllables for this show.
Oh,
so
yeah. Well,
we need to dumb it down.
Yeah, I'll dumb it down. I've done research for years in how it feels like to have schizophrenia. You know, how you feel, not just the psychosis, but all the things that you feel and you are when you're not psychotic, because they work in a specific way. You know, they have red threads in their consciousness and the basic sense of selves that are extremely interesting to explore, because it's sometimes like they feel basically different than everybody else, and they feel like they're living on islands, like almost like autism, really.
Yeah.
And so it's a very existential mental illness, schizophrenia. So I've studied a lot of existential philosophy and phenomenology and all kinds of weird, nerdy shit, apart from being a complete music.
You know, that's very impressive. Very impressive. You're obviously dedicated to everything that you do. It's really tough for me right now not to make jokes, because the schizophrenic jokes are just everywhere. They're, you know, I was gonna say you're actually talking to one guy right now.
Yeah. No, but it's awesome. You know, I work in forensic psychiatry. Mainly with people that suffer from chronic schizophrenia, and in their insanity, they've done something horrible, so they're locked up with me. and then sometimes I'm like, I always joke with these guys. You know, I joke a lot around with them, because that's, you know, a way to make them feel more normal.
Sure.
And I'm like, I actually usually say that I don't know who has it the worst. I work with criminally insane, and you're locked up in here with me.
I actually have a question for you regarding that. So what was the moment in your childhood or adulthood that made you want to go into that field?
I studied philosophy first when I was 19, I think, and I read some phenomenology and existential philosophy, and I saw that it could be applied to my life in a very pragmatic way, like on an everyday basis. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that there was like this entire branch within psychology, which was dedicated to existentialism and phenomenology. And then I just decided to change and then go for that, because I saw the potential for doing therapy, like existential psychotherapy. That was my main thing. And then I sort of got headhunted by a professor into doing that schizophrenia thing. Mm. So it was more of a coincidence that I became a specialist in schizophrenia. But the psychology thing, I was in my late teens when I knew that was probably the way to go, because my mom really did not want me to go to be I wanted to go to the Danish Music Conservatory, playing drums. And my mom was really worried about that, because she knew that I was going to be poor.
What do you mean? All musicians are rich.
Yeah, you're all wealthy, right?
Oh my God. No way. No.
Well, how does that apply to the music? Does that bleed through into your writing process, into your lyrics, into your look at the music?
Yeah. Yes, so much, really so much, because like the cornerstone of all existential and phenomenological psychotherapy is being authentic and being brutally honest.
Right.
You love that.
Yeah. Brutally, yes, we love brutally honest.
Honest brutality.
Yeah, exactly. And actually,
pardon the pun.
It's like honest brutality. Being brutally honest. And that's, if you ever want to go somewhere in your life, you're feeling frustrated because of this and that, and you don't dare to make the right choices, you need to be brutally honest. You need to be authentic. And that's what all our music is about. That's what the entire lyrical universe is about. And do the music you want, and do not give a shit about what other people feel about it.
Absolutely.
Because then you start
amen.
to
Thank
design,
you for saying that.
which is inauthentic,
Yeah.
And that's the only way to go about it, because people can sense when you're faking it.
Oh yeah.
When you're designing the shit. Like if I put in a verse here that will go through these and those chords, then it will suit the ear, and maybe some radio show or whatever is going to like it. That's not the way. You need to feel something, and then you need to fucking express it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Well, so the career path that you've chosen aside from music probably helps you quite a bit, hanging out with a bunch of musicians too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because typically musicians are kind of kooky.
Yeah, and I think and psychologists are as well. So I think it's like
Before you came on the show, we knew what you did. I said, look, if he asks me about my mom, I'm hanging up. That's it. That's the bottom line.
I'm so sad I was so sad I couldn't get the camera to work so I could show you some ink blots.
Rorschach test.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Hey Rasmus, I have a question, or actually I think I have a theory more than anything. You talked about you guys rotated drummers quite a bit, and you used to be the drummer. I look at this same way I look at the Foo Fighters. The drummer in that band is always going to be the second best drummer in that band, because Dave Grohl is always going to be the best drummer in that band. And I think that's what's happening here. You're probably better than everybody you're bringing on, right? Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. I dare you.
No. Actually,
I almost drug it out of you. I almost got you.
So I think that Lars would be really sad, if I claimed that title. No, he plays his ass off. He plays way better than me. He plays so, but he doesn't like doing the percussion stuff. I do that on the record.
Oh, is that right?
Like, yeah.
Tambourine.
I play the tambourine. That's how sexy I am.
Yeah, I do have another question for you, and this is a deep philosophical question for you. I'm trying to figure out in your neck of the woods, over in the Denmark area, is the name Anders, is that like the most popular name there? We spoke to some of your label mates in the band C, and they had two guys named Anders. You've got one in your band named Anders. Is that like the go-to name? I'm having a kid, let's name him Anders. Hey, why'd you hang up on us, man?
Yeah, because I thought you were so impolite. Fuck. So
is that what it was?
I don't know whose end that was on. I'm sorry if it was us. We usually don't have any issues, and then all of a sudden...
I don't know. It could be here.
We're sure it is. We're positive it's your fault.
No, I can take that responsibility. But in the meantime, I've looked up how many people are called Anders in Denmark. And it's 34,369. It's the 12th most used name in Denmark.
I knew it was popular.
Yeah, it's the 12th most used, and the mostly used is Peter.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
48,962.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
See what you get when you ask this guy a question?
Yeah, right. I love it. Hey, let's talk music. Let's get into No One's Slave, your latest video and single.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm digging the hell out of that song. I can listen to it over and over and over again.
He has.
Haven't beaten these guys up with it. Actually.
And he listens to it, so do his neighbors.
That's right. Everybody hears it. So, anyway, tell us about that song a little bit.
That song is about sexual freedom.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
All right.
And it's about going after the one you want, and that nothing is true and everything is permitted. And you're just that you're stopping yourself from doing what your body wants because of like this weird discourse of monogamy. It kind of explores the raw sexual thing.
Yeah, so what you're saying is if I really want to go after evil for some good times, I ought to go for it?
Yeah. You should probably check with me first.
Yeah, it's basically that, like, the title "No One's Slave" is that you are no one's slave. What you choose to do just has consequences, but you can't give just your surroundings or your partner the fault for not doing the ones you want to do, because you can do it if you want to, but then you'll just be an asshole. So you need to.
Unless you're in an open relationship, which
which many people are actually.
Yes, they are.
It's more normal than people actually are willing to talk about.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's basically about taking responsibility for the things that you don't get, and reminding you that you're no one's slave.
Wow,
I like it.
Yeah,
that's pretty rad.
Yeah,
I gotta say that listening to your music, I was absolutely astounded at the beauty of the music. There is that dark undertone, the melancholy, as you call it, and your soaring vocals, which are very reminiscent of stuff that I grew up on and love, and it has a certain gravity. But now I'm gonna walk away. And this isn't in a bad light, but I'm going to walk away from this conversation and listen back, and it's going to take on a whole new twist for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
It's going to be
it's the first line. First line in that song is, "Face it now, someone's been busy pleading guilty all along." And that's like, you got to face that you've been busy. Like, it's like if you've fucked around, you need to face it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Wow.
It's like you can't blame it on no one else but yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I can blame it on who I choose to blame, pal.
Yeah, exactly. It's not me. It's about the same thing, on that record.
Uh-huh.
That's a guy, standing. This is the worst kind of people I know, is people that are assholes, but kind of blame it on their surroundings that they are. Look what you made me do, kind of people. I fucking hate them.
Same.
Because they're impossible to work with. It's like, you're standing there and you're blaming me that you're the asshole and you can't see it yourself. I sometimes I hate working with people like that. It's like they're out of my patience reach.
Right. Yeah. And there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, it's never their fault.
Yeah.
I have a daughter like that, but we'll leave that be.
Yeah.
So you said that you play the drums and quite obvious that you absolutely know how to sing. Tell me about the young you growing up and getting into the music.
Yeah. Well, it was I live in this really rural area of Denmark, where there isn't that much to do. You can either start dating your cousin.
You live in Arkansas?
Something like that, man.
Sounds like my hometown.
Oh yeah, but I really do not want handicapped kids, so I kind of.
Same.
That might be the funniest thing I've ever heard on this show. And we've heard some fucked up stuff. That was hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, so I started playing music. And the thing is that my dad, he drank, but he was also a musician. So it was kind of my thing. That was a gift I got from him, being musical.
Wow. And you took metal over incest. I love it.
I took metal over incest.
That is metal as fuck.
Technically, dating your cousin in Denmark isn't incest. It's just not that good for the gene pool.
Sounds like Alabama.
Wow. So your dad was a musician, and so you just kind of picked that up from him. What did he play drums as well and sing as well?
No, he played guitar and sang. He was sang these Danish folk songs. He was really good at that. He could play some jazz guitar as well.
So did he buy you a drum set?
No, he bought me a guitar.
Oh, so you play guitar too?
Yeah.
Holy shit, look at you. You're a one-man band.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need to sing us one of those Danish songs that your dad used to sing.
I should? Oh, let's see. It's a dirty one, actually.
Oh, yeah. My favorite.
But you won't understand them anyway.
That's okay.
I can see.
But we'll just imagine we do. It'll be sexy.
All right. All right. Hvor skal jeg stikke stiverstokken en sødeste flikken fin. Hvor skal jeg stikke stiverstokken en sødeste flikken fin. Mellem mine lår er der en ring, og der skal du stikke stiverstokken en sødeste flikken fin. Du er sgu min.
I don't know what the hell you just said.
He stuck what in
That was
Sue?
one of the greatest things I've ever heard on this show.
All I know is when Nick goes ping, ping, ping. That's the dirty part.
It's about, I think it's about a soldier that meets a Swedish girl, and what I sang it was like the final part of the song, where he asks her, "Where should I put my
ping, ping,
thing?"
ping? We get it. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is so funny. So your dad bought you a guitar. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's gold. So your dad bought you a guitar. Did you guys used to jam out together?
No, not at all. I just picked up the guitar when actually rather late. The thing was, in my mom being a single mom, and she had 3 kids with this guy before he got really into his alcohol abuse. Then they got divorced and everything, but my mom was really stubborn about 2 things: school and doing stuff in your time off that was not related to substance abuse or crime. and there's a lot of substance abuse and crime where I'm from.
Yeah.
So basically, we had to do at least 2 sports and 1 instrument.
Wow,
that's awesome.
I like that.
That is a brilliant woman.
Yeah.
And that was the rule. You needed to do 2 sports and an instrument. And my sister was playing the piano. We had piano at home as well. And I also played the piano a little bit, because every time she'd rehearse, I'd go into the room afterwards and do what I heard she had done.
Oh.
And she was so pissed at me all the time.
That's amazing.
So I had to choose another instrument to not, sort of stress her out and everything.
The question is, what were your 2 sports?
That would be soccer, one, and then I played both badminton and handball, and I also did a lot of swimming. So we did a lot of sports in our home.
Do you guys actually call it soccer over there, or do you call it football?
We call it football. That's real football. The ball you kick with your feet.
I appreciate you dumbing it down for us Americans. That was awful nice of you.
Yeah. I love American football, by the way. So
what? You're kidding me? Who do you like?
Oh, well, you're Californian, right?
Oh, yes. Are you trying to lean my way so maybe I'll be happy with your decision?
No, because my main man ever just came out of retirement, Mr. Marshawn Lynch, and he's playing the Oakland Raiders.
Look at you!
And so I'm a Raiders fan this season.
Wow.
I'm not that much into the Carr family, but Marshawn, wherever Marshawn goes, I'm with him right there.
No, that makes sense, because Raiders fans, schizophrenia, that's
hand
in hand.
And having sex with their cousins and all that. It all goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Drug abuse,
When he played for the Seahawks, I was a Seahawks fan, and I know I have certain players I follow. I like Ndamukong Suh. I like Andrew Luck. I like Marshawn Lynch. I like Richard Sherman.
Wow.
I loved Ray Lewis when he played.
Ray the Murderer Lewis? Right on.
Oh, loved him.
Wow. You and I are going to have some fun here in the next couple months.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Rasmus, what does Franklin Zoo have coming up in the near future? Are you guys working on anything? You got any shows you're playing, festivals? What do you got going on?
It's not that much, really. Well, sorta. We're playing a couple of festivals. We're playing like minor festivals here in Denmark.
Yeah, next week.
Next week. Just called Nordic Noise, where we're actually playing with. I think it's the same day as C.
Yep.
Those guys are awesome, by the way.
We just spoke with them, and
they're great.
They are amazing, funny, cool guys that make badass music for sure.
They like you guys a lot too, by the way.
Yeah, they're so cool, guys, and we love each other to bits. Basically, the cool thing is that we are very different, but we are in the attitude toward what we do quite alike, because we take it very seriously. But to answer your question, I'm playing Nordic Noise. We're playing Nordic Noise Festival, and then a minor festival here in Copenhagen. Then we have a couple of gigs in Denmark, and then we're going to Germany.
Oh, wow.
But that hasn't been announced yet. But we were approached by Rodeo Star Records, one of the guys from there, and he just wanted to set something up. We're not signed with them or anything like that. It's just one of the guys working there. Mm-hmm. And just to, do something. So it's going to be like 3 gigs, I think, in Germany, and maybe 2 more in the Netherlands. And that's going to be the fall, because we also need to write new music, and we have a lot of ideas waiting. So we're trying to take it easy at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds great.
When you guys do your touring and traveling, do you do it by bus or van or something of that nature, or do you rent the equipment on site?
Well, it varies a little bit. Most of the time we go by a 9 or 16 person van, like a big Ford Transit or something.
Yeah.
And then we take turns driving. But for the UK tour, they drive fucking left-hand side. Man.
Right? They're so twisted over there, it kills me.
It's fucking twisted, and none of us dare to drive that huge, big-ass car, you know, it's like, man. So we had a British driver, and Dave Roberts, he did a wonderful job. He was amazing that he'd drive like 9 hours straight.
Wow.
He was so cool about it, you know, and he really took care of us. So it varies a little bit, but mainly we just drive ourselves, you know.
I have a question for you. We spoke to Evgeny from Ginger, and he was telling us when they travel between countries, sometimes they get held up at the border for 24 hours trying to get through, and they got to plan their travel accordingly in order to get into the other countries to play. You guys run into that as well?
No, not at all. Not at all. Actually, we've only been met by super cool people.
That's awesome.
It's like, I think that before I did all this touring, I wasn't the kind of person who liked to travel a lot because I'm more like this home kind of guy. I like to be around my family and my instruments and my PlayStation. But you know, and
the truth will set you free, my friend.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, my books and, you know, my little weird world. But starting to travel in the music business, and you just meet amazing people all the time, because people are into music for the same reasons as you are, and they appreciate it the same way as you do. Yeah. So you sort of have your basic frequencies aligned from the beginning. You don't have to explain that much. It's very, very rare I meet someone in the live music business that is an asshole.
Have you toured America yet? Because that's going to change. I kid.
But thing is that people are super cool. You know, if you play your ass off, people will be super cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially in the genre of music that you're in, and in the music that we're into. That's one of the reasons we do what we do, is because it's that family, that sense of camaraderie, and that what's synchronicity, you know, the wavelength, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to get to be around people, like talking to you guys. It's easy, you know, and you feel that you feel that every time you go to a new place where people are into this sort of music, you know, you're instantly like clicking.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. We talk about that a lot on our shows, between the podcast, the radio show. It's a family. I mean, what other family can get into a pit, beat the hell out of each other, and smile the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bonding experience. We're constantly bonding, we have so much in common. And we talked about this growing up, how our music got us through our lives, got us to where we are. Everyone at this table has a story that wraps around music for that purpose.
It's obvious that it's a passion, because, for instance, what you're doing and what we're doing is a pretty small percentage of the global market for people that buy music. It's not a huge percentage, so you have to have a certain amount of passion and love for it.
Exactly, and I think sometimes I'm interchanging between like the artistic satisfaction and the social satisfaction. It kind of goes hand in hand for me, because the social satisfaction from playing this kind of music, we're talking to guys like you, going to different venues all over Europe where I only meet super cool people. When I come back from tour, I'm always like, I'm so happy, because I've been around people that are easygoing and easy to get along with for like a week.
That's cool, man.
That is amazing. Hey, Rasmus, do your sons go to your shows? We played a train station not that long ago, where my girlfriend took the kids to go. We're not married. She is the mom,
but we're not married. Where she took the guys to the train station, and I don't think they'd ever seen me before do an entire live concert.
Wow.
And the big guy, the one who's 7, he wants to become a singer when he grows up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna make you feel
good.
Yeah.
It comes full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just so proud. I've never seen him so proud in my entire life, and that's the thing, about being a dad who's, and I've not had a dad myself. I've already given him so much more than I got.
Yeah.
Right.
Just from sharing all these cool experiences. Just if you're cool and you're doing cool stuff and you're being diligent and serious about it, this stuff will happen, and I can show him that I work for this.
Right.
This didn't just fall into my lap. This is everyday hard work.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have to ask you, just because your speaking voice, there's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't even begin to compare with the live and the recorded audio of you belting it out. And I know you were formerly trained in other sorts of instrumentation, but was singing something you were trained to do, or did you just kind of realize you could do it one day?
I've always been singing. My mom told me I'd sing before I could speak. It was my first instrument. I've always been able to sing, but I've never been interested in singing because I've never been interested in being the front man.
Right.
I wanted to be part of the band, I want to be an instrument. And that's also how I go about doing my singing, and especially when recording, because I like the vocals a little bit deeper in the mix than many other singers like their vocals to be, because many other singers have sort of, I wouldn't say a narcissistic motivation, but definitely I think that many singers are more motivated to be, to be drawn into the foreground than I am.
The center of attention.
It's like I am a drummer in my head, or a bass player, really. Someone who just wants to be back there controlling stuff.
Right.
Well, it's a little late for that because of your amazing voice.
Right.
It's probably... So, look, let's just go ahead, and you've probably heard this before, but on the American side, I don't know that this question's been broached, and you have been compared to Chris Cornell pretty extensively.
Yeah, I feel so privileged. It's actually pretty funny because here in Denmark, it's become sort of a bad thing. People are many people, they like our music obviously, but the critics say that I sound too much like Chris Cornell.
Like you're trying to? Is that what they're alluding to?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that when I just sing, don't think or anything like that, this is what I sound like.
Right.
And the standing joke in the rehearsal space is that it's not my fault that Chris Cornell sounds like me. The thing is that whenever we go to Germany or the UK or we're played, Americans listen to this. People, they sort of adore that you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Denmark, they don't know how hard it is to sing the way I do. They don't know how much work it takes to own your voice on a daily basis. I'm extremely serious about vocals. Vocals is my religion, and this is just hard work, but the thing is that this is my sound. Vocal sound is made of the resonance of your skull and your vocal cords and your muscles in your throat and everything like that. And unfortunately or fortunately to some, it's just similar to the way that Chris sounds.
But regardless, the fact of the matter is, it's more than just those physical components. There is an emotional connection to what you do with your voice that absolutely comes across and resonates, sir. So don't ever think of it as just some sort of a physical components that you're made of, because you're obviously above and beyond that.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm so happy you think so, because this is about telling stories.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what my music is about, anyway.
And we love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I sing also. Well,
cool.
compared to you, it's like
He
whatever,
tries
dude.
to sing. Don't let him fool you, Rasmus.
But the thing, it always cracked me up because your tone is your tone as a singer. Guitar players can change their tones, bass players, drummers, they can all change their tones. But as a vocalist, you're stuck with your tone. It is what it is.
With your tone, man. Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do. And it always cracked me up. We would be writing new songs, and the guitar player will sing it like Chris Cornell or sing it like Lane Staley or well, you know what, motherfucker? Why don't you play like Randy Rhoads? Why don't you play like Eddie Van Halen? It always killed me. Like, just change your tone. It's not that easy. So your tone is your tone. And so if people, my point is, when people compare you to Chris Cornell, your tone is your tone.
No, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And your purity on your voice, by the way, is beyond epic in my eyes. I fucking love your voice. I'm just gonna throw it out there, okay? You have an incredible fucking voice.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you think so. And I'm also saying, like, it's because Chris Cornell is fucking Chris Cornell. He's like It's cool people compare me to him, but I would never compare myself to him.
There you go.
No, ever, because he's fucking awesome, man.
Well, you could say the same about the music in general from Franklin Zoo. You can do a lot of comparisons you can draw, but it is its own animal, and we strongly suggest, if you're listening to this conversation right now, that you go check them out.
Absolutely.
Oh, but also I like a guy like Devin Townsend, and I'm recently I'm filling in for Peter Dolving from The Haunted in his new Danish project called Vampire, where they're also like screaming vocals and shit like that, and I love doing stuff like that as well.
Well, we'll be checking that out for sure.
Well, we're going to give you a chance to do that here in a minute, but
Rasmus, is there anything that we didn't bring up or discuss that you wanted to bring to the table that you wanted the listeners to hear?
Well, the music is just about trying to stay true the best you can, and not being too bummed out that staying true is not always possible.
I love it.
Well, goddamn, this has been a good time.
Yes, I have.
You know what I discovered? Scandinavian bands are badass.
This is a hotbed.
They're badass.
We have stumbled across a hotbed of music.
Yes,
we
have.
Once again.
Yeah.
And we cannot wait for the American listeners to get their ears wrapped around this amazing stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're on Mighty Music label, correct?
Yeah, true.
Your label has got a stable of artists right now coming out of Denmark and Sweden.
Gotta
and
give
that
a shout
area
out to Mighty Music.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like everything is just kind of collided.
Yeah.
Because the Sea Boys are like, they're fucking Deep Purple badass.
Yeah.
Damn. And then you've got like Michael, who has Mighty Music here in Denmark, is just like, right now he has like this handful of bands that are really, really serious and really fucking good at what they do.
Yeah.
And they're sort of not competing because they're best at what they do individually.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's nice.
So there's no competition.
That's
like,
smart. That's good marketing and that's good management.
It is smart because it's, we see it all the time where bands are definitely competing and stomping all over each other, and that's where we see music scenes in different communities just go downhill.
Well, I kind of hate to. I want to really make sure that we give a shout out to Mighty Music, and we're loving working with them and these artists, including yourself. However, we kind of hate to say it because then everybody goes over there and looks, and we're a little less relevant.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
Hey, man, thanks again for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate your time and your input, and you've been an amazing guest.
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity, and I think it's so cool that you do what you do. Keep going for it. I love being part of this. It's so cool that you spend your valuable time on this stuff.
We appreciate that. And it goes both ways. I know it's late over there, and you've been more than hospitable towards us, and you've stayed up really late, and we truly do appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well. So it's the feeling's mutual, man.
This has been Honest Brutality. Thank you so much for listening. You can check us out on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also check out all things Honest Brutality all the time at honestbrutality.com, where you can find our podcast and all the other information we have going on.
Yeah, give us a call, 530-962-0411.
You can also listen to us on Saturdays on Rock Rage Radio at www.rockrageradio.com. Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We're also on Rock Rage Radio Tuesday nights for Center Stage, which we take conversations like these and play the artists 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. All of those things going on Rock Rage Radio, honestbrutality.com. Wherever you listen to the podcast, please do us a favor, like, rate, review.
Well, you know what you got to do.
You do. Stay metal!
Down! Ooh.